Hello walkers and welcome to Driggs Idaho. This is Henry. Hold on, let me see. There we go. I'm going to be your proxy walker, your virtual travel guide today, and I'm using a new camera, so I'm pretty excited about that. I've broken two in the last couple months, and I'm excited to have a new one. So I'm going to turn you around. Welcome to Driggs Idaho. I'm going to turn you around and we're going to do our little walk here. Oh, 1, 2, 3. There we go. I'm using the DJI Osmo Pocket 2 today with a H1N, Zoom H1N recorder and a Rode mic. We are on Main Street here. I think it's 33. I know it's 33, Highway 33. And we're gonna come up here to Ski Hill Road and where we'll cross. It's the main intersection. Driggs, well, first of all, thank you for joining us. This is going to be an exploration. We are down here for a job that Traveling Mel is doing. You can see this is kind of a floating fishing area, outdoor recreation mecca. And I've been through here a bunch, but I've never really spent a whole lot of time. So we're going to discover some stuff. This is Ski Hill Road or East Little. This is Main Street or State Highway 33. Pardon me. It is busy, busy, busy. We are at the height of tourist season here. This is called Ski Hill Road because this goes up to Grand Targhee Resort in Alta, Wyoming. Grand Targhee's in the Tetons. You can almost see the Grand through here. I'll talk about that a little bit more here in a minute. And the border is up there. So Grand Targhee Resort is a ski resort. In the summer they do biking. Usually they have a couple musical festivals, which are fantastic. Of course, things are different this year as they were last year, but they're coming back. Lots and lots of people here visiting. I've talked to, hold on, let's let this truck pass. I have talked to a couple people and they all say that they are inundated with visitors, which is in some senses good, except that they haven't had time to adapt. So there's a lot of waiting in line and busy stuff and out of rental bikes. We rented bikes here at Peak Sports and we got here about 2 minutes too late. So we only got 3 bikes, which was fine, it worked out. But it's a great little store here, Peak Sports. Here's the rental area. And we went and rode a section of the Ashton Tetonia Rails to Trails trail, and it was awesome. These big railroad trestle bridges. It's really fairly flat. It's an old railroad grade. Gravel. Just a great day. Had a beautiful sunny morning out there. This is Yeti's Post. It's a little restaurant. And we're coming up on Yost Mark at 1st Street, I think. And that's a mountain equipment store and shop. Looks like a home, but it is a mountain equipment shop. So I mentioned the Tetons. We are on the west side of the Tetons as we sort of make our way through this neighborhood, so I have a chance to talk. And you guys can hear me. I can't really see them from here because there's some foothills in the way because we're so close. But you go, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles north, and all of a sudden they just shoot up into the sky, totally revealing, absolutely dramatic, absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna loop around here as we go. We've been here for a couple days and we've done a lot of fun stuff, which I've already started to share with you. If you have been to Driggs, or if you've been to Victor or Tetonia or any of these places over here, give us a shout out in the YouTube comments below. Would love to hear your thoughts, your comments, all the corrections of the things that I missed or got wrong. I totally welcome that stuff. I do talk a lot on these, so if that's not your thing, I totally get it, but prepare yourself. You can sort of see the Grand right up in there, sticking through. big thumb of, I think it's granite. And there's a couple others. So this side of the pass, I think I mentioned Victor was founded in 1888 by the Driggs brothers, who then later, according to Wikipedia, moved down to Arizona, one of whom was hanged at one point. And that's, I think, verbatim citation needed. I don't know what that means, if that means he was hanged and survived, or what I would presume is he did not survive. In any case, but the history dates back previously. Of course, there were the native peoples here. But during the trapping times, the Europeans came out here in search of beaver, and in 1832, they had a very large rendezvous where the mountain men would get together, meet up with traders, and that sort of thing. You can see the Grand up there. We're going to see if we can cross here. Nice traffic here. Hold on. And this area was known as Pierres Hole. A hole was kind of a valley back then. So you've heard of Jackson Hole. It's like parks down in Colorado. It's just a valley, basically. And then they had a battle of Pierres Hole. The trappers against members of, I think, 3 tribes, maybe 2, had a firefight, a battle, and about a dozen people died, I think. So that's in the history books. You can tell by the noise of the traffic how busy this place is, and a lot of that is local traffic. Much of the West, housing prices have gone through the roof here. No longer really affordable for a lot of the local service staff, from what I've been told. Again, I don't live here, so I don't know the details. And it's a real struggle, just like up in Montana where I live. But it is a beautiful, beautiful valley. And we're coming up on a little community park here. See some of the older houses. I love this sort of light with the aspens and these high mountain valleys and plateaus. It was 88 here the other day, and now it's only about 80 Fahrenheit. And I forgot to look up what that is in Celsius. I think it's 38 or 39. Oh, it's got to be lower than that. 36, maybe. Let me look it up now. Oh, I was way off. 27 degrees. Some of our non-US viewers are probably putting their palm to forehead. But you can see straight ahead there are some mountains as well. Those, I think, are the Big Horn Mountains, or Big Hole Mountains. I thought it was Big Horn, but there's another Big Horn range up in Montana, obviously. They're having a bit of a fire right now. But it's a really nice little town. So surprising, this is the county seat of Teton County. And hi there. But it's actually smaller than Victor. But because Victor, which I'm going to hope to do a walk here tomorrow morning, because Victor is more of a bedroom community to Jackson. It's over a very steep but brief pass from Jackson. And it's only about 8 to 10 miles away from here. It's more housing there and not as much infrastructure. Also, this is the county seat, so it would make sense to have more of a downtown. Also, they're the gateway to Targhee Resort, so you get a lot of ski traffic here. Coming back to First, and we're on Wallace. I got a new Patreon subscriber the other day, supporter, And I'm always a little bit surprised and incredibly flattered by that. So I thank our Patreon supporters for your support, especially since I mentioned those cameras that I trashed. I dropped my Osmo one too many times, and then I dunked my GoPro. So now I've got the new Osmo, which is pretty sweet. I'm loving this. And I'm gonna do some fun stuff with it, including maybe try out some 60 frames a second again. Tried it with the GoPro. I was not particularly happy with that. So I've gone back to 24. I've also been recording in 360, which I'm not doing today because I'm a little bit short on time. And it's just one extra thing to be doing. But I'm going to start posting some of those. They take a little bit longer to process and to edit, so I'm a bit behind with those. And I'm not sure how I want to post them, because I know a lot of you don't care for the 360 and a lot of you do. So I want to make sure that it's not an imposition one way or the other on the viewers and subscribers. We're coming back to State Highway 33, Main Street, the main drag. I like how there's kind of a mix of new and old here, but even the newer stuff is made to fit in. And we will make our way back through this section because there's some restaurants and stuff I want to mention down there. But first, we're going to head north a little bit. Sorry for the wind. It is picking up. Yeah, this is where I want to go. You can see the fuel prices here are a little bit higher than we have in Montana. Not nearly as high as places like New York or California, but still, takes a while, takes a lot of effort to get the fuel out this far. Pizzeria Alpino. I haven't eaten there, but it looks pretty good. The field of view on the Osmo 2 is a lot wider, so I have to kind of wrap my head around that as I film and monitor what I film. This is Ashley. Across the way, the modern building, which belies what I said earlier. That is the Law Enforcement Center. So Sheriff's Department, basically. This is Driggs Tire Shop. If you watched my Island Park walking videos from Big Spring and the Max Inn area, I think we're a little over an hour from there. So West Yellowstone is about 105 minutes, according to the Chamber website. And Jackson is, I think, 35 or 45 minutes. I would lean towards 45, but partly because the pass is windy. We do go down Jackson every so often, and it seems like we've been down to Idaho quite a bit through Idaho the last month. On our way down to the green, we came through this area. The Bistro and Big Hole Bagel. We had, is that it? Yeah, so they're not open right now because they do breakfast, but the bagels were awesome. We had had breakfast bagels, and we got some lunch bagels to go. They were great. Coming up on Howard Street, and over here is Teton River Supply, this sort of empty lot looking place with the inflatables. And yesterday we rented 3 kayaks, and it was amazing. We floated the Teton River. The staff was amazing, super helpful. They shuttled us out to the river and they picked us up, and we floated for, I think, 2 or 3 hours. There's their information. That's not it, sorry. That's a mental health line. Here's their information. And it was just such a great time. We saw 4 otters. We saw a moose with a fairly new baby, a bull moose, and just had a wonderful, easy flowing time. It was a great afternoon. So highly recommend that personally. And then afterwards, across the way here, we're gonna do another loop away from Main Street here in a second, but this place across the way, this is a Mexican restaurant. I haven't eaten there, but I like their porch. And then across the way is Citizen 33 Brewery and Restaurant. And they had really good food. I had a saison there, which is I always enjoy. A little different. And I'm gonna go. So there it is, right there, if you're interested. And another one of the things they have here, and I'm not sure how much is planted. Those must be planted over there, but a lot of poppies, a lot of wildflowers are blooming right now. Absolutely beautiful. Up ahead is the Teton West Valley Motel off to the left there. Some tennis courts. And I think I'm gonna cross over and walk you guys down the other side. We have lots of these pedestrian crossways, which is nice. And so far so good on people stopping. You can see the Bighorn Mountains in the back. But look at these awesome poppies. I mean, how pretty is that? Right, and here's some wild roses. We were up high on one of the, I think it was the Teton Scenic Byway, and I found a bunch of arrowleaf balsam root, which are these large yellow flowers. Here's the Citizen 33 building again. Great little deck to hang out. Gets quite busy, as mentioned. It's a strange melange here. You've got this brand new Citizen 33 building, and then you've got this place, which is not new. A little bit rustic. And then you'll come across an empty lot and other buildings, and then you'll come up with a brand new building. And then you think about how much real estate prices are, and I think it's just a matter of inertia, personally. Some folks maybe going to rent some rafts, or maybe just pick their car. Agave Family Mexican Restaurant. I haven't eaten there yet either, but I like Mexican food. They do have a significant Hispanic population here. Lucky Dog thrift store. Tempted to look for a bike there, but so I'll swing you around here. Again, you can see the Grand, some of the Tetons in the background. Up that way direction is Grand Targhee. You can see a lot of snow still up there, thank goodness. It's been really warm in the area, and I'm a little surprised there's that much left, but I'm glad to see that there is. This house is so yellow, it's gonna blow out the saturation when I go back to post and work on this. But it's pretty. A lot of help wanted signs around. You know, if people don't have a place to live, they can't be here to work. And if the jobs don't pay enough to make it a housing affordable, then they can't take the job. So it's a big complicated circular problem without an easy solution. Across the way is Sage Realty Group. Love these big aspen trees. So to the east here are the Tetons and the mountains. Fairly quickly, you can see they start right about 5-10 miles that way. And to the south are the Bighorn Mountains, and they're not that far. They're 10 miles, 15 miles away, other side of Victor. Victor is in that direction. And to the west is a lot of agricultural land. First, you get a lot of Sage Flats where the river is. We're not gonna be able to see it, but some mountains. And then to the northwest are a lot of potato fields, all the way over to I-15. On the other side of I-15 is Craters of the Moon National Monument, I think, which is really impressive. If you ever get a chance to stop by there, preferably not in the middle of summer, but you know, go when you can. I've seen these kids riding, and we've been through here 2 or 3 times today, and these guys are always out here riding these little electric bikes. They look fun. So the brick building over there is the old Teton Courthouse. I thought it was a new building, but maybe it's just been redone. It's now, I believe, a shopping center, or at least there's some shops in there. Somewhere. We'll end up over there eventually, I think. Gotta watch my time. A lot of fishing in this area, and we're coming up on a fly fishing shop. Lots of guides to be hired here in Driggs, Idaho. So this is TRR. I don't know what that means. Obviously it stands for something, I would guess. But a local fly shop. Several breweries in the area. We had a beer at Teton Brewing earlier. And this is awesome outside dining and seating. I like this. Muggler Plaza. And then they've got Teton Thai, they've got Tatanka Pizza or Tavern in this building here. Culture building, and then obviously that brewery, I think. Oh. Habitat High Altitude Provisions. Oh my gosh, so loud. Across the way is the Corner Drug, and then you can see we went up that direction earlier at the beginning of the walk. Everybody's waving. And you can see it once you get off Main Street to the west, it opens up pretty quickly. But I want to, which is good because I want to show you guys a couple things down here. Mainly, I want to show you how it opens up. It's all flat and massive views. Still snow on the Bighorns too. I'm probably getting that name wrong. Better try to look that up. Google Maps doesn't tell me. An old style garage. I like those old places. Old lumber yard. You can smell the willow and some of this old wood. And the sun at this level, I think we're at like 6,200 feet. No, you're gonna be close to 6,000. Empty lots. A line of willows. Try and look this up. But beyond this line of willows, we'll get a better view. And you can kind of see it out here. You get into this Willow Flats. There are a lot of creeks and the Teton River and just beautiful views. We're at about 6,100 feet of elevation. I think this building we're about to see is the current county building. Seat of government. They've got a lot of bike lanes here. I mentioned the Ashton Teton State Park and bike path. You got a playground, some open space, and I believe that's Teton County building, just kind of out there on its own. Excuse me while I pan. But you can see how open it is and how flat. There's a little bit of undulation, but not a lot. And then you can see the mountains behind the town here. I mentioned the 360 videos and how I'm trying to figure out the best way to post those without changing the channel too much. If you have any ideas or suggestions, should I start a new channel? Should I start a playlist? Should I just post them at odd time. Should I wait to post my videos, to post them together with the flat version? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that. I do love getting your comments, love hearing your input. And I'm hoping to do another live stream, possibly this weekend. I'm not sure when I'm actually going to post this particular video, but I like to do them on Saturdays. They are so much fun for me to do as a walker. I love interacting with you guys. It's so much fun, and it's becoming a real community, and I value that a lot. So keep an eye out. I'm not sure. Our schedule in June has just been insane, so I've got this trip, and then we go home. Hopefully we close on a house, and then I go backpacking for 2 days, and then I go off to Great Falls, and we do several Montana state parks up there, and then we have a little breathing room. But we've done the Green River, we've done Island Park, a lot. We've done a day down at Dinosaur Monument, which I didn't film. I just kind of ran. I didn't have this camera yet. It's kind of a neat old, not new building, old style. That's where the Thai shop and the Tetonka is, the brewery. And this building with the bison on top is a real estate office. Getting back to the loud part of town. They've got a lot of great effort to get people vaccinated here. There's a real estate office over there. They've got some developments outside of town. Looks like ranches on Pack Saddle Bench and the Diamond Bar. Some liquor stores. But one of the things I want to show you is this community center off to the right. So they have a climbing gym inside. They have a Teton Geo Center, which I don't really understand why it's a Geo Center, but it's a neat little museum about the area and the nature of the area. An art gallery in the back. They have a senior center. They have an outreach center for Hispanic people. They've got this stage over here for public performances when the timing is right. They've got these cool sculptures. Fun. And yeah, it's just a neat building. So I'll leave you with that. It's a local kitchen provisions. I think it's a restaurant. Oh, got my 10K steps on my Fitbit today. Woohoo! One of the things I like about Driggs is all these trees. So in town at least, you know, I assume most of these were ornamental. Here's the post office to our right. Sorry, there's a zip code, 83422. So they've got a lot of mature trees, and I think I've said before how much what a positive impact I think that has on a city. Oh, somebody's trying to cross. Here's the wardrobe. Looks like an outdoor clothing store. Maybe just a clothing store. The Wardrobe Company. Across the way is a Pines Motel. Looks a little dated, but well kept. Then there's a Wells Fargo bank. Up here we have going to come back to Short Street here because that's across the way. Off to our right we have a shopping center, and I'm just going to show you that because it's called Brolin's, B-R-O, I believe U-L-I-N-S, and it's kind of a local store, I think. My wife, Traveling Mel, used to live in Victor a long time ago, and they used to call it, well, I won't say that, but Brolim's, sorry, B-R-O-U-L-I-M-S. Said it was pretty small and not nearly the wonderful place that it is now. It's a big, fully serviced shopping center. They even have sushi in there. Anyway, that's the main shopping center. We're gonna go up here and cross back over and go up Short Street. Fair warning, this is gonna be a shorter walk today. I'm kind of trying to squeeze this in between other obligations, work stuff. One of the things Driggs have is in the last week of July, they have a plein air art festival, which is apparently really cool. They've done a couple plein air days in Livingston, and it's pretty fun to see people out painting and creating art. Here's the Pines Motel. And they have several other community events like Shakespeare in the Park and live music and all that sort of stuff. So it's the type of place where the community gets together and makes these things happen, which I think is great. These old willow trees are wonderful. We'll go down one more block. This looks like some old lilacs or some, I think these are lilacs. They don't look like the lilacs in our yard though. They're pretty. Aren't those nice? Lovely. They smell good too. Yeah, the leaves are different. These thick leaves look like the lilacs we have. And I think these, so you can see, sorry. You can see these leaves are big and thick. These leaves are small. And the flowers are smaller too. And I suspect it must be a different species. If you know, let me know in the comments. Oh, they smell good. Going back to First Street. There is a Class 2 airport. I don't really know what that means, except that I do know I've seen a lot of private jets fly in and out. And I just heard a propeller plane. You can hear that in the background. You see the mountains. Just lovely. One of the many, many things amongst weaponry. Amongst the many things that I like about Driggs and Victor, there's a lot of outdoor seating at restaurants and bars. I love that. In Livingston, we don't have that. They don't have the space for it. And honestly, there's only about 2 months a year, maybe May and late September, early October, where you can sit outside if you don't have shade. In the summer, the weather is wonderful in Livingston, but the sun just is brutal. And here they have all these wonderful mature trees. They have bigger open lots, lots of porches. They've got room to let people sit outside. Oh, I'm not sure where my microphone is. I'm trying to cover it up from the wind. Whoops. That was. It's like a motorbike repair garage. Here's the, what is it called? Yost Market. Yost Mark. Coming back up to Ski Hill Road here, and we're gonna head back to Main Street because we've already gone down first. Now there is more to see of Driggs off to the right. There's more to see if you had a car or a bicycle. It's a little spread out, and so I didn't want to just walk along the highway, as I thought that might be a little less interesting. But they have the drive-in theater called the Spud. You got a big giant potato, fake potato obviously, on an old truck with a couple of potatoes driving the truck out front. They're showing one modern movie and one 80s movie. It's kind of fun. Unfortunately, that's only on the weekends, so we're not going to be able to go see one while we're here. Aw, sad dog.
Hey guys.
I love these old fences here in the middle of town. Some of the backs of the old buildings. Love the detail up along the roof lines. You don't see that anymore. Not on new buildings. Or rarely. Good golly. All right, guys. And we are going to wind this down. Ooh, it's loud. Thank you so much for joining us. Leave your comments below, subscribe, comment, like, all that fun stuff. But mainly, come back next time. Hopefully I'm going to be able to squeeze in another walk tomorrow in Victor, Idaho, just down the road. Be an early morning walk. Empty streets, we'll have the town to ourselves. But come back and see us. Or possibly I might be doing a live stream from West Yellowstone. Who knows? The world is our oyster. We will see you again soon from Driggs, Idaho. Thank you guys, and keep on stepping.